Hey everybody, this is Matthew with Forging Your Legend, where we help people turn their toughest battles into their greatest legends. Today I want to talk to you about what you should do if you are feeling anxious or trapped. I want to say that being anxious isn't always a bad thing. There's definitely times where that's actually helpful to you. For example, if you're in real danger, it's a signal that'll save your life sometimes. And even on a subtler level, sometimes you just need the signal that something's off. Anxiety can be a signal that you are out of alignment, that you're thinking wrong, speaking wrong, interacting with the world wrong in some way, and you need to make a change. So if you know how to take that signal, it can be really actually very helpful. But what we're talking about today is when that response becomes a chronic stress response and starts to run your life, make you make bad decisions. Another note I want to make here is that anxiety and the feeling of being trapped need to be cut off quickly because they will wreck your life. They can spiral quickly into feeling powerless and then eventually developing into learned helplessness and despair. So we can't allow that to happen. So here's what you should do. Number 1, slow down. Slow down. Connect to God, connect to your body, connect to your breath, and just take a moment to pause. Too often, people, myself included, make the mistake of trying to just rush into fixing the problem. And that's probably better than just collapsing in despair right away, but you can end up making more problems for yourself because you didn't take 30 seconds or an hour to just slow down. The next thing you want to do, number 2, is get your mind right. You've started doing that by slowing down, but you may need to be a little bit more deliberate with it. Give yourself more specific thoughts to focus on. That's where brain retraining is going to be really, really, really helpful. That's a big part of my work with people, so you can either watch my video on the basics of brain retraining, or you can reach out and I can help you personally. But there's other ways to do it too, prayer, meditation, affirmations, journaling, all going to be helpful. If you're not sure what direction to point your mind, focus on your vision and your purpose. Your vision and your purpose should come from the place where God's plan for your life meets the desires that you have in your heart. Even if you're not religious, it doesn't really matter. There's a higher power and there's something greater than what you know, and so you need to connect to that while at the same time going after what makes you feel purposeful and fulfilled. And somewhere in the middle, you co-create your future. And that's where you can point yourself when you want to get your mind right. Now, the third thing is where you actually go ahead and take action. Do as much as you can do in whatever area you can do. Hyper-focus on action. Because too often we focus on what we can't control, and that makes us, again, feel powerless, feel anxious and trapped. So you've got to have a bias, an obsession toward taking the action you can take. The harder the situation that you're in and the less it seems like that you can control, the more important it actually is to hyper-focus on what you can do something about. Early on in my healing journey, I was in a very difficult place where I had to deal with the fact that 99% of my reality was not really in my control. I couldn't decide when my symptoms were going to go away. I couldn't control the fact that I was financially dependent on other people. I couldn't control the fact that I wasn't able to do most of the things that I wanted to do, but I could control where I put my mind. I could control what I did with my thoughts. So I focused hardcore on just doing my rounds, on catching the negative pathways in my brain, and on determining what I wanted to go into my mind from outside and what I didn't. So I didn't watch TV anymore. I didn't go on social media for a long time. Just listened to audiobooks that uplifted me and did my rounds. That was me controlling the things I could control. And I ignored, to the very best of my ability, anything where I didn't have an action I could take. Simple question to ask yourself when you're thinking about something like that is there an action I can take here? If so, great, do it. If there's not an action you can take there, then you go back to, I need to slow down and get my mind right, do the brain retraining, or whatever you're going to do. Finally, here's a bonus tip for you. I would highly recommend that you develop a sense of being able to rely on yourself. That's really important. But I don't want you to become hyper independent to the point that you don't reach out for help when you need it. It's important to have community. It's important to have people who support you. So that might be just having somebody listen. And then by them listening to you, you kind of hear yourself and the problem solves itself. Or it might be that you just need a hug to help you regulate. Or it might be that you actually get a solution from that person because they can see an aspect of the problem that you can't. So reach out to somebody, a friend, a family member, even to me, and get that support, that regulating, calming aspect of knowing that somebody's in your corner. So in review, the first thing you need to do is just slow down, connect to God, connect to your body, connect to your breath. The second thing you want to do is get your mind right, and you want to do that by brain retraining toward your vision and your purpose. Third, you need to take action and keep focusing on taking action where you have control, trying to let go of where you don't have control. And finally, if you can, connect with people who care about you, because that never hurts. Please hit like, follow, share, subscribe, whatever the case may be. And if you want to hear more, want to learn more, connect with me, go to forgingyourlegend.com. Thank you so much, and make it an amazing day.